Hello everyone, it is Dani'i and welcome to this update video. I hope that you're doing really awesome today, and we're going to be looking at these three marked areas on this graphic. So we have what is now Hurricane KIRK, we have this area highlighted in the Gulf, and there is that next disturbance which is likely to develop into a tropical depression maybe within another day or so. So we're going to be looking at these systems, and as we switch to the satellite imagery, here we can see what we have going on. So there you have Hurricane KIRK, very notable out there right now in the main development region, and it is expected to make its way up and out and not be a threat to land over the course of the next couple of days. And then there we have that next disturbance behind it. Now that one is given a very high chance, 90% formation chance through both 48 hours and 2 days. So it is likely that it'll be a depression very, very soon. And then the Gulf is highlighted, so we no longer have an X shown in the Caribbean, but over the course of the coming days, we could see an airflow pressure try to form in the Gulf and get itself together. And there is still a 40% chance of seeing development there. So fortunately, that formation chance hasn't been going up, but models are still hinting that we could see something get itself together within the area. As we take a closer look at the Caribbean, here we can see that increase in shower and thunderstorm activity just to the west of Jamaica and within the vicinity of the Cayman Islands. So we have that little blob right there, also seeing a lot of moisture around parts of Central America. But elsewhere, nothing much is going on for the Lesser Antilles, just some passing showers for the most part. And as we head through today, this is a look at the rainfall forecast for the region. So more color means more rain, and in parts of Mexico, there's likely to be a lot of heavy rain in southern Mexico, and there's also a depression which is loitering in the area. So that is really going to help out with the plethora of rainfall that is likely for the area, and with that, flooding is going to be a very high possibility as well. So some areas could receive some pretty decent rainfall amounts, probably exceeding 6-7 inches of rain. And as we head to Belize, parts of Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, El Salvador, Costa Rica, Panama, there could be some scattered showers and thunderstorms around the area as well. Similar things, San Andres, Providencia. And then for the Cayman Islands, as we saw, there's that blob in the area, so it's going to be pretty active just around there. Could see some scattered showers for parts of Jamaica, Cuba, Hispaniola, Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, and through sections of the Lesser Antilles, especially as we go down to the Windward Islands. ABC Islands may also be a little bit active today. Hopefully that will come to fruition. The area has been quite dry. And then Northern South America, similar things, scattered showers and thunderstorms possible as we head throughout today. Then as we head to the vicinity of the Bahamas, we can see a bit of color around as well, especially for the central Bahamas. So there could definitely be some downpours. Could see some action in parts of Florida as well. But then as we head to the Turks and Caicos Islands, it is likely to be on the drier side as we head throughout today. Now, looking at KIRK in a bit more detail. So here we have the hurricane, and we're going on to the cone forecast for it. So we can see here that it is sustaining winds up to 80 miles per hour at the maximum and moving up to the northwest at 14 miles per hour. So thanks to a weak area of high pressure out there, the high is not so dominant, hence the reason it is moving up and out and not headed west. So that's good news. And it is likely to intensify into a major hurricane maybe by tomorrow and remain a major hurricane through the weekend. So even though it is not going to be a direct threat to land over the coming days, the influence of it is likely to result in some of those more unsettled seas across the Atlantic. So as it grows larger over the coming days and eventually makes its way up and out, it could kick up those seas for Bermuda, for example. So it's going to be well offshore, though not bringing any direct impacts. So it is likely to be a major hurricane out there all by itself, which is some great news, as I said. Now, as we take a look at the next disturbance behind it, that one with a 90% formation chance, this is what the models are showing in terms of the intensity guidance. So as we take a look at the different models here, this chart is kind of on the exponential side. So some gradual strengthening is going to be likely as we head to the next couple of days. Eventually, a tropical storm is expected. Most models show a hurricane, and a few expect a major hurricane from the system. So that one is also likely to make a curve, even though it's going to be moving west for the short term. There's not going to be a dominant high to steer it continually westward either. So it should eventually make that curve up and out. Although some models want to take it a little bit further west than the trajectory projected for KIRK. So we'll see how that goes, but it's unlikely that is going to continue moving to the west and head to the Caribbean, for example. But of course, I'll keep an eye on it for you guys. And now, as it relates to the disturbance, that is the area that is highlighted in the Gulf, we want to go ahead and take a look at what the models have to show in regards to that. So we're kickstarting things with the GFS, and here we can see, so this is a forecast for this coming Sunday, the 6th of October. Now, the green shadings you're seeing indicate the precipitation rate, and these squiggly lines are called isobars, which are joint areas of equal pressure. So when we see a lot of isobars in a circular manner and the value that is shown decreasing, that is a sign of strengthening. So as we head into Sunday, we can see that there's going to be that increase in moisture in the Gulf in an airflow pressure form. Not seeing those isobars being tightly packed though. So GFS definitely not expecting a strong system in the Gulf. As for Euro is showing something a little bit similar here. We're seeing that low pressure area. We're seeing the increase in moisture, but not seeing anything really consolidating. And then eventually that system moving off to the east, and we can see that other low pressure area just offshore the tip of the Yucatan Peninsula. The Canadian model, on the other hand, is definitely expecting that we could see some development of this by Wednesday of next week, the 9th, and it is showing those isobars being in that circular manner, tightly packed with a pressure of around 981 millibars. So pretty interesting there. That could potentially be a hurricane, a Cat 1 that the Canadian model is forecasting at that time. And then as for the Icon model, Icon is also showing something a little bit more solid in terms of it strengthening it maybe into a tropical depression or storm. And this is for Monday the 7th of October. So we can see that the models are all hinting at that airflow pressure in the Gulf, but in terms of the intensity, there is some variation with that. So there's definitely a lot of time, and the good news is that nothing is trying to develop quickly, especially after what happened with Helene. I mean, the destruction is just so awful right now in parts of the southeastern U.S. because of the hurricane. So it's a pretty good news that this system here is not developing quickly at all. But of course, guys, I'm here to keep you posted. Again, nothing is solid with that expected Gulf system, and the formation chance remains at 40%. Meanwhile, for the other disturbance out there, it is at 90%, but that is not going to be a problem for land, and KIRK is also not going to be a direct threat to land. So that is it for now, and I do hope you found this update to be informative. However, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll respond to you when I can. And remember to always be weatherwise.